Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. On today's episode, I'm going to talk about a few different things, but I think it's important to start with connection. My business partner, Lisa Martin, and I, it was her brainchild, but last September, we started a women's business collective group. We meet the second Tuesday morning of every month. And this last month, we were debating maybe taking the summer off, and it was a very glaringly obvious no. Everyone loves getting together and what we do and the energy in that room. And then later this week, I had another networking event. And again, the connections I made and just being in person and in front of people and face to face and smiling and laughing and talking and meeting new people, it just is so invigorating and just positive. The energy, you can't get that over Zoom or on a phone call and just not in person. And I have another networking event tomorrow that I'm just so excited for. And I was thinking about it, and we have many of us, a large amount of people that I've talked to are just so craving that human connection again. And I think for the last few years, with everything that's happened, we just get really complacent and really in our rut. You just get into the habitual behaviors and the habits you do because it only takes, between 60 and 90 days to form a new habit. So if you think about it from that point of view, we all were forced to form new habits. And now it just kind of is what it is. And people are just doing it because that's what we've done. And I just want to stop and encourage each and every one of you, if you are not getting out there and getting in these rooms and finding networking events, or, there's meetups. There's so many different places online where you can go and find places to go in person and meet new people. Whether it's something that you've never tried before, maybe take a class through your local community center or just go walking. A lot of community centers have tracks that you can walk and smile at people, just be around people. We're meant to collaborate. We're meant to be together. We're meant to not be segregated and on these islands that we've kind of all been forced to be on. So it's just become glaringly obvious to me over this last week and these last few months how much people are craving that and how much we truly, truly need that. It's part of our DNA. We are here together to make this all work together. So if you need any suggestions or if there's something that you want to find, reach out to me. I would love to be able to help you figure out where that next step is if you haven't been able to get out or just don't know where to go, because it truly, the energy face to face, person to person, there's nothing like it. So just wanted to drop that because that was weighing on me definitely, because it's been an amazing week and my energy is just spot on. So definitely think about that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is resetting your morning. So let's say you are late, you miss your alarm, or getting the kids off to school doesn't go quite as planned, or you let your dog out and the dog runs away, or whatever. There's so many different things that can kind of put a damper on our morning. And I just encourage you, when that happens, do a morning reset. Like really just take 30 seconds to a minute, up to 5 minutes, and just reset your mind, reset what's happened. Truly put it behind you, let it go, and choose. You can make a choice to show up differently going through the rest of the day. We get negative, maybe there's some swearing or some big frustrations, and just be like, you know what? I'm canceling that out. When negative thoughts come in, or you're really frustrated, or things aren't going your way, just make a conscious effort to say, you know what? Cancel. Today is going to be an amazing day, and you can truly shift your energy. You can shift out of those lower vibrations by your thoughts and by really showing up with intentionality and not letting things happen to you. Why is this happening for me is always a good question to ask. I always like to give the reminder that no one can make you feel any way. So many times we take that approach where we're like, well, they said this to me, or because of that, I feel this way. I hate to say the word, but the victim mentality, like it's, oh, they did this, so this and that. And the two things that you can control, and truly the only two things that you can control, I've said it before and I will say it over and over and over again because repetition is key. You cannot hear this enough. The two things are your thoughts and your attitude. And your attitude is a compilation of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, which then create your results. So if you're not feeling it, and if you're not in the right frame of mind, it's the 2 rule. Are you going to sit there for 2 seconds? Are you going to sit there and be really ticked off for 2 minutes? Maybe you'll take it 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades. I've seen it. 2 decades. You can hold on to this frustration, this anger, this resentment, this victim mentality. And it truly is just dropping your energy and your vibration. And that's what you're putting out. So that's what you're getting more of back. So I just encourage you, work on your triggers. Work on when that trigger happens and that switch flips, because it's happened to me. It happens to me often. You can control your next move. Start looking and noticing what triggered you, and then look at it from a neutral standpoint instead of letting it get really, really, letting yourself get mad and it get under your skin. Be neutral. Don't be mad or happy. Just be like, you know what? That's interesting. And I'm not going to pay attention to that right now. And don't give it any thought. Don't give it any energy either way. Just recognize it with a neutral standpoint and move on. And the more you do that, it's like any muscle. The more you flex it, the more you go through this process, the more you have awareness, the easier it will become. What so many people do is they start, stop. You start trying to do that, and then very quickly, almost instantly, you go right back into how it was, because those are your habitual habits and behaviors. 95% of what we do every day is from our habitual habits and behaviors. We just do it because that's what we do. 5% is strategy. So if you flip how we're so focused on strategy and doing this and doing that and putting these game plans together and going down here and actually work on your mindset, so many of the situations and the issues and just about everything can be taken care of by your thinking. So I had a morning like that. So I definitely, as I'm going through my week, I jot down what I want to talk about on my podcast. So that was another thing that came up. The third thing would be, how do you pay it forward? And how do you really ever sit back and think about how one good deed can really take that energy shift and that vibration through the world? And so I was thinking about it, and I just wanted to bring it up here as well. So let's say, picture this. You're parking your car in your local grocery store, the one that you always go to in the parking lot, and you're going to walk through the doors. and you see a piece of garbage and everyone's bustling in and out, it's a busy time of the day, and you pick up the garbage and you throw it away. And a gentleman walking alongside of you, a little bit behind you, notices it and just kind of looks over and smiles at you. You've just shifted his energy. You don't know him. You didn't say a word to him. And because of how you showed up in an action you took, it could shift. And then he goes into the grocery store along with you. You go one way, he goes another. His energy is now different. So when he goes to the deli or the bakery or the meat department and talks to the person behind the counter, he will be in a higher energy, and he may do something a little bit out of character. He may give him a compliment or, just have that different energy, because we are all 100% energy. So when you walk up to someone or you're talking to someone, they can feel it. You can tell when you walk in a room and it's not a very good room to be in, that there's something going down. You can feel the energy. Well, that's just like anyone in the world. So when you help other people raise it up, and then that worker that he talked to then goes home or talks to the other worker, and the other worker is leaving on a trip later that day or headed to the airport, and you've raised their vibration and energy. And then, so that's where, if you really truly think about it, it's kind of like the feather in the wind. It can travel a very far distance, just like energy can. So leave everyone you come across with the impression of increase. And how can you do that? Every day you wake up, how am I going to serve others today? How do I intend to show up? What can I do to spread smiles, to spread joy, spread love, spread happiness, cheer, whatever? I know people are just like, that woo-woo stuff or whatnot. It works. I'm here to tell you it works. So don't do it fake. Really, if you see something, stop and be like, oh my gosh, that color, that blazer is amazing. That looks fantastic on you. I just had to tell you that. I have shifted people's energy. Like, they'll stop and all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, wow, well, thank you. And their whole mood, you can almost see them lift up. It's amazing, and it's easy, and it's free. And it makes you feel good because you made them feel good just by pointing out something that you appreciated. The smile, or hold a door open, or, just ask them how they are today. Make a you can find something about anyone to compliment. If you can't, then maybe you should look at your own energy and choose something different and check where maybe your attitude's at, or how you're feeling, or what your self-image is that day. Just make it a point. Do it for a day. Do it for a week. And just see how it not only shifts the other person's who you come in contact with throughout the day, but notice yourself. When someone smiles and you make someone else feel good, that's going to make you feel good. And that goes back to the beginning, where we are made to connect. We are made to help each other. We are not born into this world to suffer, to have anxiety, to have depression, to make it's going to be a hard, tough life. We are created, and our Creator's we're perfection. And we're meant to have joy, to spread love, to flourish, to have anything we want. And it's through our programming and what we're told and how we're raised, and just the lies, I guess, that are told to us, that we can't have this, or you can't have that, or this is how it is. And that was all by people that were programmed by other people, that were programmed by other people, that were programmed by other people. And it just goes on. And it's not a truth with a capital T. It's a truth with a small t. So just think about that, and think about what your truth is with a capital T. and start connecting with people. Start leaving people with the impression of increase. And if you're not where you want to be energy-wise, hit the reset and just cancel out whatever. When those thoughts come up, or the habitual behaviors and the programming, and you hear those voices are, you could never do that, or you could never have that, or who do you think you are? Just cancel it out with neutrality and do the polar opposite and do an affirmation. That's a great time to use a positive affirmation. So, well, thanks for today. And of course, I would love to have any comments. If you're enjoying this, please share, please follow, subscribe. I would love to, again, get this message out to as many people as possible. And any comments, I will definitely respond. If you need help finding someplace to go to get connected, I'm here to help you. We'll find a place for you, but it's so very important. And we were put on this earth to do just that. So until next time, make it a great day. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible, because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.